So we'll start to see these systems being rolled out. We're absolutely convinced this is the right way to go, and this is a solution that I think you will see in the future. Then last month we announced the ARM v8 architecture. It had long been rumored that ARM was working on a 64-bit architecture, and so at TechCon last month we actually announced that yes, we had ARM v8. It is ARM's first 64-bit architecture. I will tell you, we're absolutely convinced that the 32-bit architecture we have today is going to live on forever. 32-bit high-end is a sweet spot that is quite clearly there to stay. But there are some markets that need 64-bit, and they're going to need 64-bit in the future. And so this V8 architecture is a combined 64 and 32-bit architecture. We haven't announced any products about this yet. Those announcements will come later. Our partners are working with this architecture already, and we made this announcement in order to help build the software ecosystem that is necessary to support a new architecture. You will be certainly hearing more about this in the future. Excuse me. And then I talked a little bit about graphics. Mali 400 is being a very successful high-end graphics core in certain handsets at the moment and getting rave reviews. It really is at the top of its game. But since then we've brought out Mali T604, which offers enhanced graphics performance and enhanced GPU performance. And then last week we announced Mali T658, which dramatically extends the performance of that technology, offering up to 10 times the performance of Mali 400 and 4 times the compute GPU performance of Mali T604. So I think this demonstrates that ARM is absolutely committed to graphics at all levels, at all points on the performance graph, and you will see more announcements about that in the future again. And then let us not forget that actually you have to write software to run on all of this stuff. So DS5 Professional brought out to support the latest range of cores, to support CoreSight, to support streamlined profiling, and most importantly, this runs on Linux and Android. It has support for that and supports our platform simulation models in order to enable you to build prototype platforms in software. Based on the ARM compiler, this is an excellent tool set and very important for development. So then there's been a lot of discussion about smart energy. And I just put this slide in here to show you that I think there is a huge opportunity here. The interesting thing about smart energy, about the smart home, the smart car, as much as people talk about it, the estimates for this market just keep growing. When you couple this with the Internet of Things, when you couple this with the inevitable rise in electrical vehicles and hybrid vehicles that will come, I think we'll hit an inflection point where this will take off to be a huge market. And I suspect this will turn out to be an enormous market for many Taiwan companies. Then you've heard a lot of talk about ARM's opportunity in servers. The fact is, the strange fact, is it's all driven by mobile. Down in the bottom right of this screen, you see the growth in mobile data traffic. Well, that's not surprising. We all use a lot of phones. We all download a lot of data. We must know that happens. But maybe what you haven't thought of is that for all that data traffic, it goes through servers. And so there is a strong correlation between the rise in mobile data traffic and the rise in the need for servers, top right-hand corner. The problem is that these servers are so inefficient. They use too much energy. You can't get enough electricity into the building anymore. That's what limits the size of your server farm. You can't get enough heat out. And by the way, we're polluting the world with too much CO2. It's predicted that if we go on like this, there will be more CO2 coming out of server farms than there will be out of aircraft travel. I think you can see that's a crazy situation. Something has to change. Servers are going to keep growing. There is no doubt about that, because mobile data traffic is going to keep growing. But therefore, we have to do something about this server architecture. Now, approximately 1/3 of the server power goes in the CPU. So naturally, I would say ARM can help do something about that. But we believe it's more than just the CPU. It's the complete architecture of the server, the memory, the storage, the networking, the cooling. Everything has to be reworked and looked at again. And we think ARM has a place to play in this revolution. And it's not just us saying that. Let me show you what HP said recently. I'm not going to go through this slide in great detail, but the basic message on the left-hand side is that a 400 server, 10 rack installation that they have today can have equivalent performance to a 1600 server ARM-based system. But because it's so much more power efficient, that uses just half a rack. So yes, 400 servers goes up to 1600 servers, but 10 racks goes down to half a rack. That's HP saying that's the opportunity, that's the possibility. If this is true, and there must be some truth in it, then I think we have a pretty exciting revolution coming ahead of us. Any of you who have heard me talk before or who have been to the ARM Partners meeting will know that ARM is totally committed to working in partnership. While we are all very proud of the ARM technology, I am particularly proud of the ARM partnership we have built up, because to me, that is the lifeblood of this company. That is what makes this company unique, and that is what makes this business work. And so we are committed to driving that partnership forward. We are committed to increasing and investing in that ecosystem. There are approximately 900 companies in the ARM connected community now. That number continues to grow. And we don't compete with that partnership. We don't sell chips. And so we want to see it grow. One area where it is growing very fast recently is in the whole area of software. ARM is driving many partnerships with many software companies. And that is what is so critical to bringing out solutions on your platforms. Just a couple of examples on that. There's been a lot of talk about Windows on ARM. It even has its own acronym, WOA. Exactly when it comes out, of course, is up to Microsoft, because it's Microsoft's operating system. But over this last year, there have been some significant announcements from Microsoft on this. At CES in January, Steve Ballmer stood up and confirmed that the next version of Windows would support ARM. At Computex here in Taiwan in June, Microsoft confirmed that Windows 8, the next version of Windows, would be supporting ARM and would have an ARM always connected mode. And then at Anaheim in September, Steve Sinofsky demonstrated applications and OSs and products running on ARM. So it's real. Microsoft's commitment to this is very clear. It is coming. We think that will extend the market and open up new markets, not just in terms of changing the PC market, but fundamentally opening new markets. And we think that's an exciting development to come. And then there's Android. Almost every Android operating system is running on ARM. There are approximately 500,000 Android activations every day. That's 500,000 new products every day running Android. And ARM brought out or introduced the ARM Solution Center for Android a couple of years ago. That community is growing. It's now got over 175 members, because Android on ARM is a pretty important enabler for many of the systems that you are bringing to market. And then let's talk about support. ARM actually has a very strong record and reputation for providing excellent support and training. Last year, we just passed our milestone for providing our 1,000th training course. There's an increasing demand for training qualified engineers on ARM, because delivering these complex SoCs, as you well know, gets more and more difficult. And so we're going to expand our education services with the introduction in 2012 of an exam-based accreditation program. While the exam may not be fun, it will set a minimum bar on the competence of the people coming out of this course. It's going to be an industry-wide standard. It'll be recognized by employees, engineers, and employers. And you will see more details of that coming really soon. I think this is quite an exciting development. And overall, it will help train up more and more engineers on ARM technology. And so, in summary, firstly, thank you for listening to my croaky voice. Secondly, we see a wave of connected devices driven by mobile technology. As I've shown you, by solving the mobile challenges, we solve the challenges of this industry. We know that consumers want simplicity. And we know that power efficiency actually is at the heart of a lot of simplicity in terms of product definition. And so ARM is totally committed to increasing the power efficiency of our solutions, and power efficiency is at the heart of most of ARM's developments. And finally, ARM continues to invest heavily, not only in our own roadmaps so that you can use new products, but also in this partnership. So in doing that, we bring you a strong pipeline of products, and we assure you of a very strong ecosystem going forwards. 谢谢。
热烈掌声，谢谢 ARM 全球总裁 Mr. Tudor Brown 为我们带来精彩的演说。